Hello, history enthusiasts, and welcome back to Haysees History. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey back in time to explore one of the oldest and most mysterious civilizations in the Americas, the Caral-Supe civilization, also known as the Norte Chico civilization. This ancient society thrived in the coastal valleys of present-day Peru over 5,000 years ago. So, sit back and join me as we dive into the incredible world of Caral, from their amazing architecture and religious beliefs to their everyday lives. Let's kick things off in the arid Supe Valley, about 125 miles north of Lima. It was here that the ancient city of Caral was rediscovered in the late 20th century by Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady Solis. This was a game-changing moment for archaeology, because it challenged what we thought we knew about the origins of complex societies in the Americas. Caral dates back to around 2600 BCE, making it as old as the pyramids of Egypt and the Sumerian cities of Mesopotamia. But what makes Caral so unique is its development path. They didn't have ceramics or writing systems like other early civilizations. Instead, they used a sophisticated form of record-keeping known as quipu, which we'll talk about more later. Now, let's talk about how the Caral-Supe civilization came to be. Picture this. Around 3,500 BCE, small, semi-nomadic groups started settling in the fertile coastal valleys, drawn by the rich fishing grounds and potential for agriculture. Over time, they began cultivating crops like cotton, beans, and squash. This led to more permanent settlements and population growth. They developed irrigation systems to manage the seasonal rivers, which boosted agricultural productivity and created food surpluses. These surpluses allowed social hierarchies to emerge, labor to specialize, and large public works to be constructed. And thus, the Caral-Supe civilization was born. At the heart of Caral lies its most impressive architectural feat, the pyramids. Unlike the tall, pointed structures of Egypt or the terraced ziggurats of Mesopotamia, Caral's pyramids are stepped platforms made of stone and earth. The largest one, the Great Pyramid of Caral, stands about 60 feet tall and covers an area of over 492 by 360 feet. These pyramids weren't just monumental buildings. They were the focal points of the city, reflecting their social and religious significance. What's truly fascinating about Caral's pyramids is how they were built. The builders used shikra bags, woven sacks filled with stones, which gave the structures both stability and flexibility. This method allowed the pyramids to withstand earthquakes, which are common in the region. This innovative approach shows the incredible ingenuity and foresight of Caral's engineers. When you compare Caral's pyramids to Egypt's, you see a different architectural approach. Egyptian pyramids, like the Great Pyramid of Giza, are made with massive limestone and granite blocks, focused on height and precision alignment with the stars. The ziggurats of Mesopotamia, like the ziggurat of Ur, were massive terraced structures, built with mud bricks for religious and administrative purposes. Caral's stepped pyramids share some similarities but stand out for their unique construction techniques and adaptability to their environment. Caral's urban planning is another area where the civilization really shines. The city was carefully laid out with residential complexes, public spaces, and ceremonial plazas, reflecting a sophisticated approach to community living. Large public spaces suggest that communal activities like markets, festivals, and religious ceremonies were central to daily life. The evidence shows that Caral's people were engaged in agriculture, fishing, and trade. They grew crops like cotton, beans, and squash, which were essential for both food and trade. The nearby coast provided abundant fishing resources, making Caral a bustling hub of economic activity. Although the Caral-Supe civilization didn't develop a written language, they used a clever method of record-keeping known as quipu. Quipus were made of colored threads with various knots, encoding information. While we don't fully understand how they worked, it's believed they recorded data on things like agricultural yields, trade goods, and perhaps even ceremonial events. This shows a high level of administrative control and organization. Religion and mythology were deeply woven into the fabric of Caral-Supe society. The Grand Pyramids and plazas weren't just architectural marvels, they were sacred spaces for religious ceremonies. Central to their beliefs was the worship of deities linked to natural elements, like the sun, water, and fertility. One of the most intriguing aspects of Caral's religion is the sunken circular plaza in the city's center. This space was likely used for large gatherings and religious rituals, possibly involving music and dance. Archaeologists have found flutes made from pelican bones and cornets from deer and llama bones, indicating that music was vital in their ceremonies. The Caral people also believed in an afterlife, as evidenced by their burial practices. Graves often contained offerings such as food, tools, and personal ornaments, suggesting a belief in providing for the deceased in the next world. Various ceremonial structures and artifacts indicate a complex religious system that may have included offerings and sacrifices to appease their gods and ensure agricultural fertility and communal well-being. One of the central deities in the Caral pantheon was a god associated with agriculture and fertility, reflecting the society's dependence on crop yields and food production. This deity was likely honored with offerings and rituals aimed at securing bountiful harvests and favorable weather. The presence of intricate textiles and ceramic artifacts in religious sites suggests that they also engaged in ceremonial weaving and pottery, potentially creating items specifically for use in rituals. Furthermore, myths and stories likely played a significant role in Caral society, passed down orally through generations. These narratives would have explained natural phenomena, reinforced social norms, and conveyed moral lessons. The sunken circular plazas may have served as venues for storytelling and theatrical performances, where the community gathered to hear tales of their gods, ancestors, and the creation of the world. This storytelling tradition would have been a vital way to preserve their cultural identity and shared beliefs. Daily life in Caral was a blend of agriculture, trade, and communal activities. The inhabitants lived in well-organized residential areas, which included large multi-family dwellings and smaller single-family homes. These structures were built using a combination of stone, adobe, and organic materials like reeds. Life revolved around the agricultural calendar, with planting and harvesting cycles dictating much of the social and economic activity. Men and women likely had distinct roles within society. Men were predominantly involved in farming, fishing, and construction, while women may have been engaged in textile production, food preparation, and child rearing. The discovery of spindle whorls, cotton fragments, indicates that weaving was a significant activity, producing textiles not only for daily use, but also for trade. Trade played a crucial role in Caral's economy, with evidence suggesting exchanges with neighboring coastal and highland communities. Goods such as cotton, fish, and gourds were traded for products not available locally, like obsidian, used for making tools and ornaments. This trade network helped to sustain Caral and fostered relationships with other emerging societies in the region. The influence of the Caral-Supe civilization extended far beyond its immediate region. It laid the groundwork for subsequent Andean cultures, including the Chavin, Moche, and Inca civilizations. The architectural styles, agricultural techniques, and religious practices of Caral can be seen echoed in these later societies, underscoring its profound impact on the cultural development of ancient Peru. Today, Caral stands as a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of one of the world's earliest complex societies. Ongoing archaeological work continues to reveal new insights into this fascinating civilization, offering us a glimpse into a world that thrived over 5,000 years ago. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through the ancient city of Caral. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more exciting content from Haysees History. Until next time, keep exploring and uncovering the past.